going on, everybody? Welcome to the RBS Cinema Podcast.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
This is Sparta!
I'm thinking I'm back.
Why so serious?
Avengers!
Assemble. I'm Batman.
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
I'll be back.
RBS.
Lovely.
Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of RBS Cinema. This week's episode, we are finally talking about Life of Brian.
The babe they call Brian.
So this was actually a Jack suggestion that me and him were talking about on one day. And I was all like, hey, what movie should we talk about when we first come back? And he suggested Life of Brian because I never saw it. He's never seen it. So we thought, what the hell? Why not start off with a comedy banger of a movie from the great Monty Python? So
Monty Python troupe.
Yeah. So we decided to talk about Life of Brian, and then I got sick. And I know that we've talked about this for the last 3 episodes now in a row. But it is what it is. We're here now. We're finally talking about Life of Brian. So don't fret. Going to talk about that here pretty soon. With that also being said, I'm your host, Devin. With me as always is co-host Jack.
I'm still Jack.
And yeah, we got a barrel of laughs for you guys today with Monty Python's Life of Brian. And before we get into all of this bunch of stuff, go ahead and follow the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. You guys can also follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram and on TikTok, where I post clips of the episodes, as well as upcoming stuff that, I remember to post. Be sure to like, favorite, share, all of the good stuff.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
If you guys have a movie you want us to talk about, leave a suggestion in the comments. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. And then that way, you guys actually have a voice in what we talk about, instead of going like, hey, we're going to talk about this week. So, really appreciate that. Keep up the good work. We're at 39 subscribers. I want to be at least 50 before it's spring. So, right now, it is the end of January, about to be February. So, I'd really appreciate you guys pushing that envelope a little bit further. Be really awesome. Otherwise, run down the list of stuff that we do. So we're going to do a watch list, talk about the movie in depth. Well, not in depth, but what we do, talking about a little bit about the movie, specifically what it's about, talk about who's in it, talk about taglines, and then we'll talk about more in depth about the movie. And then by the end of it, give our consensus on this being a rent, buy, or skip, and hopefully see what people have to say about it.
I'm very interested in the suggested people for this episode.
Yeah.
So I want to see what they say on IMDb.
Right.
Don't mean to jinx it, but hopefully this is a little bit of a shorter episode because we're going to treat this a little bit how we treated when we talked about the movie Airplane.
Yeah.
Where Airplane is just a series of just gags, just nonstop. And
yeah, because there's the overarching story, but the story doesn't matter. The story is just the tent that everybody plays in, essentially.
I would describe this movie as having more of a setting than it does an actual story, because things just happen randomly.
Yeah,
in this film.
Because the story is just the title. It's just Life of Brian.
Yeah,
which is just from when he was born and then till he died, essentially at the end of the movie.
His entire life. You get to see. Well, you don't get to see his entire life, but you get to see
just basically the last days of his life, essentially.
So that being said, we're going to just break down maybe just a few scenes that we thought that was really really funny. We don't expect a big breakdown of we're the use of this literary thing in this scene was really well done.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that. It's just a comedy movie, and it's a comedy movie from the 70s. So yeah, it's a rated R comedy movie from the 70s. So it's bad.
Oh yeah,
because they didn't hand out R ratings like every other time.
Right.
Most things are just PG, but if a movie's rated R, then it's really bad. So
yeah. That's for sure. I don't remember what the actual first rated R movie was. I don't know why. Every time that I think of this, I always think of the first Evil Dead movie because they were going to make it NC-17, but then they made it rated R instead. Because I know that there's different criteria for the rating system of going like, okay, it's NC-17, so only people that are above 17 years of age can watch it, but it only has a limited release or something like that because like there's like a lot of essentially fucked up shit that happens in it. And
yeah,
I can't remember.
It says, I'm looking up here, it says the first R-rated movie ever was called The Split in 1968.
Okay. So I'm entirely wrong.
but
the first movie.
their version of R-rated back in 1968
was just like crude humor.
Like they
and
saying
cursing.
crap and hell. That was considered R-rated, like,
right.
how
and now,
dastardly.
Yeah, and now the rating system is all fucked up because it's all like you could say shit and at least 1 or 2 fucks in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
And then rated R, you still have a certain guideline of what you can do and say before it gets to N-17 rating.
I think that R-rated movies need to be broken up now. There needs to be another rating besides R.
Right. And
besides just going straight to NC-17.
Right. And then like especially where you have a lot of more horror movies now are looking to get PG-13 ratings because of the fact that they want a lot of audiences to go and see it.
Yeah, PG-13 movies sell more.
They want to get as much money as they can, but as a true horror buff like myself, as I am wearing my Evil Dead shirt, it is a struggle because like, oh yeah, like you could have done so much more with this movie if you would have gone for that rated R rating.
I was going to say, that would be a great topic for the Wrapped, is we pick out a bunch of PG-13 movies that would have been way better if they were rated R.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something we can do.
And it's
on
not even just like, oh yeah, if you cursed it a little bit more or, it was just more gruesome. It's just like, no, you can do a whole lot more with the rated R than PG-13.
It's less about like what could they add that would make it R-rated, and like what freedoms would they have been able to make in the production of the movie if they didn't have to worry about the obnoxious rating system that we have today.
Yeah. Because like they just make the movie and then they present it to the studio and then they go like, okay, then they watch all of it unedited, and so then they go like, well, let's go ahead and like mess around with this because like it's too much or whatever the fact, and then it's just like, okay, and then they edit it to where like they take out certain scenes, so it's like, this is a deleted scene, this just doesn't make any sense, we're going to take that out entirely, and all this bunch of stuff.
It's like a good example of that is like some of the Star Wars movies, like Star Wars, like Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, because that's PG-13.
Yeah.
And what if they made it rated R and you can actually see Anakin chop Count Dooku's head off?
Yeah.
And it's like that would have had way more punch if he was allowed just to be a little more violent.
Right. And same
for
thing
his
for
character.
Same thing for the younglings,
Yeah.
just hitting them that would have been great.
Yeah, but you can't have that.
Be awesome.
Anyhow,
any horror.
Before we get started talking about Life of Brian, let's just jump into our watch list real quick. And I don't really have much from the last time that we did an episode. I think I have like 2 things in my watch list. That's really all that I had time for in the past week. I've been pretty busy.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first, or shall I go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Because like I watch a few movies specifically for like research purposes for doing my awards ceremony for, of course, the Bad Movies Rule podcast. But other than that, the actual movies that I watched for my watch list that I wanted to talk about was the Naked Gun movies.
Okay.
All 4 of them. So I didn't watch them all in one sitting. I watched them throughout the week. So it's all like, hey, I'll watch this one this day and then continue on from that point on. So, and crazy how that there's 4 of them now. But I wanted to kind of get into that like silly, wacky mood, so I decided to watch Naked Gun.
Yeah, so that way.
And I never saw them before either, so they've been on my list of movies to watch, and I finally got down, sat down. I've heard
they're really good.
They are. They're super funny. And again, it's just like in the same vein as this or Airplane. It's an overarching story that a lot of bits just happen in it.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite bits in the first one was the fact that he goes to a dock and he talks to a dock worker, and he's supposed to be investigating, like, hey, I'm looking for this boat. I'm looking for the owner of the boat. Like, can you give me any information? And he goes like, who's asking? And he goes like, oh, I'm Detective Frank Drebin. Like, I'm investigating this. And he goes like, why? And he goes like, can't really tell you that. And then so they just go back and forth with this bit of going like, so have you seen this? And he goes like, I don't know. And he goes like, maybe this will refresh your memory. Pulls out a $20 bill, hands it to him. And then he just goes like, I don't know, it's still a little fuzzy. Well, how about now? And so he hands him another 20, and he just goes like, all right, here's the information that you're looking for. Yeah, I've seen it before, blah, 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 blah. And he just goes like, why do you want to know? And he goes like, I can't tell you that. And he goes like, maybe this will refresh your memory. So they just hand the money back and forth as a bit.
That is a good bit.
I'm just like, oh my God, this is so funny.
You familiar with that face?
I don't know. My memory ain't so great.
Oh, yeah? Maybe this will refresh your memory.
I don't know, it's still kind of hazy.
How about this?
Yeah, I remember him. I used to see him around. Why do you want to know?
I can't tell you that.
Well, maybe this'll help.
I really don't think I should.
Yeah, you still don't think so?
All right, his name is Nordberg.
It's all about, like, the first three are just like Leslie Nielsen
Yeah.
plays as Frank Drebin and stuff
Who's
like
an
that.
airplane.
Yeah. So he's great. I love Leslie Nielsen. He always plays it straight face in a comedy movie that he's in.
I love good dry humor, man.
Yeah. And so, like, it just goes off on this, because the first one is about him investigating about this boat that is full of, I believe that they're like drug smugglers or something like that, if I remember. I'm trying to remember what the second one is about. The third one is about them trying to find this bomb maker that is going to set a bomb off, like, somewhere. And turns out that he's going to have it in an envelope at the Grammys.
Okay.
So I can't remember what the second one is about specifically. But yeah, it's super hilarious. It's got really funny bits in it and stuff like that.
And then the fourth one is the one that just came out recently.
Yeah, the fourth one came out last year in 2025. And that one's actually on par with the rest of them, because it's Leslie Nielsen, who you wouldn't expect to be in a comedy movie like this. Because, you know, he's more of a serious action man. Like, he's in Nonstop. He's in Taken.
You mean Liam Neeson?
Yeah, Liam Neeson. Did I say Leslie Nielsen again?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I was like, isn't he dead?
Yes. Unfortunately, the great Leslie Nielsen. But yes, Liam Neeson is what I meant. But yeah, he's like the straight action guy type dude. So, but it's great to see him in a comedy movie like this.
Yeah.
Because the first one that I remember him being in was in Ted, when he goes to the supermarket and Ted's working the counter, and he comes up and he goes like, now I understand that this cereal is specifically for children. And he goes like, yeah, that's kind of their marketing thing. And he goes like, so if I buy this, I won't have any trouble, right? And he goes like, no, you should be fine. So obviously you've never seen Ted, but Ted is Seth MacFarlane.
I know what Ted is.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so he carries on this bit of him going like, he's buying tricks, and of course tricks are for kids.
Yeah.
So he's just like, so if I go out there won't be any trouble. And he goes like, no, you should be fine. And he goes like, so I won't have anybody tracking me down or anything. He goes like, no, we don't have it in the budget for that at the supermarket. He goes like, all right. So he goes like, here's the money. I'm going to leave now. And he goes like, all right. Again,
Good.
You should be fine. And
Good.
so he stashes it in his jacket and he just walks out. So it's great. It will cut to a bit.
I've been led to understand that tricks are exclusively for children. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, they say tricks are for kids in the commercials.
And is that enforced by law?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So if I purchase these tricks, there'll be no trouble?
No, you should be fine.
You do understand that I myself am not a child.
It's really funny. I really liked the Naked Gun movies. It was a laugh out riot. I did not stop laughing. So
I'll have to give those movies a watch. So don't.
Yeah.
So because again, that's been another movie where I've just heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
And I never watched them before. Where'd you watch them, if you don't mind me asking? They're on your Plex server, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are on Paramount Plus.
Well, good luck with that then. I refuse to get Paramount Plus. Like, I will not succumb to another streaming service. I straight up refuse. Like, what's the point?
I think I did that before to watch WrestleMania.
I did it once to
2024 is WrestleMania, I think. So, yeah.
I think I did it once to try to watch a football game, and it didn't even work because it wasn't available in my area. So I immediately canceled it. It's like so stupid.
So, this is what I would do, of course. Make a dummy account.
Yeah.
Watch, because like that's what I basically did. I was just like, okay,
That's true.
like I'll do this to watch WrestleMania. After that, if I don't want to watch anything within my free subscription, I'll cancel it. So
yeah,
that's what you could do. You could sign up
true.
for a free subscription for like a week, and then watch the Naked Gun movies for sure, and then watch anything else that you want, and then if there's nothing else, then just cancel it.
I guess that's what they just expect people to do nowadays.
Probably.
This whole thing is like, oh, it doesn't matter if we.
Because the other thing too is that like, oh, we give you a 7-day free trial, and then like we expect you to forget about it, and then that way after the 7 days we go ahead and start having reoccurring payments of $12.99 a month.
It's like, hey, this is
Next
my
thing
name.
you know, it's $30.
My email account is jimmymccool@gmail.com. Is like, now my name is James McCool.
Yeah.
Now my name is just Jimmy McGool.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that?
Jimmy the Goon.
Yeah. So, anyway.
But
Naked Gun movie. I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, that's all I basically had was just the Naked Gun movies. I mean, if you guys. Sorry, I'm also like burping at the same time while talking.
Drinking liquid death.
Yep, drinking my energy liquid death to wake me up because I guess I could talk a little bit about this morning. As time of recording, I was up at 3 a.m. to watch a live stream of the girl K-pop group Le Sserafim, who are my favorite. And they are amazing. They're great. And it carried on for a little bit longer than 2 hours. And then I went back to sleep. Woke back up so that way I can watch this movie, Life of Brian, and yeah, I'm a little eepy today. I'm a little eepy.
Well, while you got up early, I slept almost 12 hours. So,
well, lucky you.
Can I get to my watch list now?
Yes.
Okay, not much. I obviously watched Casino Royale for the first time because I wanted to. I don't know if I talked about that last episode.
You did.
I did. Okay, never mind. Then I only have one movie on my watch list. Then
okay, that's fine.
I watched. Started watching Empire Strikes Back again because I feel like I got the plot of a New Hope down to a T. To the point where just like I can just skip it now.
Right.
I don't have to worry about watching it like all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so I started watching Empire Strikes Back because I was like, I've been watching a lot of prequel stuff on YouTube recently.
Yeah.
And I just got me excited to like I should probably go back and watch the original trilogy again. So I did, and like there's a lot of stuff that I missed in episode 5. There's a lot of deeper dialogue between Luke and Yoda and stuff like that like relates back like further into it relates back but then into the future when talking about the prequels. It's so fun watching the Star Wars movies out of order.
Yeah.
Because like one of the things that bugs me about it is that like I was like, wait a minute, if R2-D2 knew Yoda from the Clone Wars, why isn't he acting like he knows him when he meets him on Dagobah? It's because like, oh, they just didn't write that yet. And I forget that because I have such an appreciation for the prequels,
right?
That I just assume that like they're all connected and this was the whole plan the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's not how it works in the real life. But then it's like the theory is like, oh, maybe he was just like pretending not to know him because he didn't want to like interfere with what Yoda was trying to do, stuff like that. So. Like it's the little itty bitty details in Star Wars that I start to appreciate more now as opposed to like the big action sequences, because I feel like Star Wars has both. Right. At least the original trilogy does.
Yeah.
The sequel
it's a
trilogy
good mix, and then the sequel trilogy is just like, okay, we're gonna have talking political stuff, and then like, hey, you're gonna go over here to this planet to do this thing, and then that's what they do, and then lightsaber fight, and then that's it.
Yeah. Remember when we like started to treat like this like being a Jedi as like a sacred religion.
Yeah.
Well, let's just like make it so that like anybody who is like just a little bit powerful can become a Jedi. And
Right.
forget the principles because we're in the time of war. So
Well, it's kind of like in the sequel trilogies of like what is it? The seventh one, Force Awakens.
yeah, Force Awakens.
Where it's like Finn, he has the lightsaber, and then everybody goes like, oh, "He's a Jedi!" Like I fucking knew it.
No.
And, blah, blah, and then it just turns out that it was Rey the whole time that was a Jedi.
yeah.
So, but no, he was just like a regular dude, and he didn't have any Force powers or anything. And then even Han Solo was like talking to who was it, him or Poe or something like that in the.
I
think
don't
in the
care.
same movie,
I forget
but,
their names.
But yeah, it's like he was talking about like, well, everybody has the Force, just depends on how you use it, and it's just like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, you didn't even understand what the hell the Force was in your fucking time.
You said that it was like a bunch of crazy nonsense.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh,
now I understand the Force. It's all like, yeah, you were with Leia, but then she fucking dumped your ass, and now you're by yourself with Chewie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Duh.
So, but yeah, because after I finished watching that, I haven't finished it quite yet because they're about to get to Cloud City on Bespin and all that stuff with Boba Fett and Darth Vader, and then I'm gonna go on and watch Return of the Jedi again because I was hoping we could talk about Return of the Jedi potentially maybe on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
Just because it's good. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I've watched this week.
Yeah.
Very busy.
There is something else that I watched throughout the week that I actually finished, being the show Justified.
What's that about?
So it's all about U.S. Marshal. He was in Florida. He, quote unquote, shot an unarmed man that was like a drug dealer or drug lord or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so his whole shtick is that he is pretty much like the fastest gunslinger, essentially. Because he goes like, I bet that I can draw faster than you can, type of guy. So
what time period is this set in?
I think it was like 2000 something.
Oh,
so it's not recent.
Okay.
So I think it went on till 2014, I believe. But
I mean like the time period in the show.
Oh, it's just modern time.
Modern time.
It's just like now.
Because I heard gunslinger. I was like, is this a western or what?
No, he wears a cowboy hat essentially.
Oh, okay.
Or he wears like a pretty much like a cowboy hat essentially. But and he doesn't act like, John Wayne, or he doesn't act like a cowboy or nothing, doesn't dress like a cowboy or anything like that. But he's from Tennessee, and so he gets reassigned to his hometown in Tennessee at the U.S. Marshal's office, and he's basically going like, being told, hey, you're from here, you know a lot of the layout, you know a lot of the people, so we're going to have you go after your old buddy that is into like drug running, this sort of thing, this, that, and the other. And then every season, I think it went on for 6 seasons. Each season had like a new person that he was going after.
Oh, okay.
And by the end of it, he gets the main guy that he was supposed to get, who was like his friend growing up and everything like that. And they made a sequel series called City Primeval. So
I thought it was gonna be called Unjustified for a second.
Unjustified. Everything is shitty. But yeah, and then now it's just like in the city of Detroit. And again, it's like, I think they only did it for one season as a revival thing. It's kind of like the Dexter series, right?
Yeah.
Dexter went on for I think like 5 or 6 seasons, and then they had a revival series. And then they were like, okay, like that's it. That's closing out the chapter for Dexter, so now it's done. And then it had a great resurgence, and then everybody was just like, well, why don't we come out with another series? And then another series that is a prequel called Original Sin, where it's just about him when he was a kid, and it's just having Michael C. Hall play as a younger version of himself and just comb his hair differently. That's what they used to do, right?
Yeah, right.
Kind of like in the Saw movies. Oh, it's Tobin Bell. He's like 85 years old. We're going to transport him back before he was fucked up and crazy, or like the early stages of him being fucked up and crazy after the accident. And we're just going to put a ball cap on him and turn it around. Now he's younger and he's hip. So that's actually in the 6th one. It's so funny. The Original Sin Dexter series wasn't well received, so it only got 1 season. It was going to make a 2nd season, but then they ended up getting canceled. So, and then But yeah, then they had another sequel series that spun off the actual like Resurgence series.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I like it when they do that because now the main character is a lot older. He's actually gray and stuff, and so like by the end of it, like I think it was in season 5, he had a daughter, and then that was his whole thing, is that like he was gonna go back, like he was gonna go back to Florida, spend like, you know, time with his family, like his baby mama and baby and stuff like that, daughter. And then it's just like, oh, now we have this other thing coming up, and it's just like, well, I guess I could stay for a little bit longer. And then it turned out to be like last season was him going after the main guy that he was supposed to go after, and got the bad guy, and he goes like, well, now I'm gonna go back to Florida type thing. And that's what it is. It's like him taking care of his daughter while also trying to get the bad guy in this new revival series. So it's pretty good. I think I'm like halfway through it. So
Okay.
probably this weekend I'll finish it. But yeah, that's about it. So
All right.
but let's get on with Life of Brian, shall we? So, like I said, we'll talk a little bit about what the movie is, specifically about who wrote it, directed it, starred in it, all that boring stuff. And then we'll talk more in depth about our favorite bits about the movie. Movie is specifically about born on the original Christmas day in the stable next door to Jesus Christ. Brian of Nazareth spends his life being mistaken for the Messiah. Got director Terry Jones, writers Graham Chapman, John Cleese, and Terry Gilliam. And if you recognize John Cleese's name, it's because that he's been in a slew of things other than the main guys from Monty Python comedy troupe. So
The Pythons.
yeah, the Monty Pythons, if you will. And basically it's the only like notable people that are in this. I'm not going to go down the list of people that are in this. It's just the Monty Python group. If you know them, you know them. If you don't, well, you know, you can always look them up. It's just a comedy troupe from
Great Britain.
Great Britain. So, but
Very, very active in they had a TV show on BBC in the 1970s, and then
yeah,
they
and
came
then they
out.
went into movies.
Yeah, they
and
came
stuff.
out with they made 2 movies.
No, they made more than 2.
Oh well, they might the two their two most well known ones are obviously Monty Python the Holy Grail,
Yeah.
which is the first movie they did, and then this is the second one.
Yeah.
So this is Life of Brian.
Right. I got a few taglines here.
It's got more than a few there I can see on his computer screen.
We'll start off with this one because it's supposed to be like the airplane movie that we did, and it's just like, oh, this is double billed with Monty Python. It says like, I'm Brian, fly me. And then it's supposed to be double bill with airplane. So,
okay.
A motion picture designed or destined to offend nearly 2/3 of the civilized world and severely annoy the other third.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I would have to say so because like with certain comedy troupes, they usually like to push the envelope to see how far that they can go. And especially with like comedians in general, they will offend some people, but everybody knows that it's a joke. That's not how they really think about the specific thing or whatever. So
it's like they didn't like they. Well, we'll finish with the taglines, and I'll finish my thought. But.
Yeah, he who laughs twice laughs loudest, because you know, like comedy is always in 2s or 3s.
Yeah.
So kind of like what we talked about on Airplane before. It's even funnier the second time you see it. But remember, you've got to see it once before you can see it twice.
That's he's spitting. They're spitting facts.
That's actually pretty good. See the movie that's controversial, sacrilegious, and blasphemous. But if that's not playing, see The Life of Brian. Which I don't know. It came out around this time that they would say something about that.
No, they're making a joke that like, again, that they're saying that this movie isn't really blasphemous, but rather it's heretical.
Well, yeah.
And there's a difference between the two, obviously.
Well, yes. Another one is honk if you love Brian. I really don't get the correlation. It's probably like the I don't know, like the trailer that would release or something like that.
It's
like,
just a bunch of,
come
like-
to the drive-thru and honk if you love Brian.
Well,
or something like
as
that.
we know, that taglines back in the 70s are usually pretty weird, and they're
Yeah.
all over the place. And
Well, the
sometimes they
taglines
just-
also go for the posters as well as the stuff that they talk about in the trailer specifically.
Right.
Like, oh, it's a major motion picture, so buckle up and blah blah blah. Like,
buckle up, buddy.
Yeah.
And also, that it's a British film, so they probably do taglines a little differently over there.
Right. The film that is so funny, it was banned in Norway. I wonder what happened in Norway.
They didn't like it.
Probably the bits. It's kind of like in here where we have movies and then it's just like, oh, like the Monster Hunter. Like they took out the bit of T.I. talking about his knees being Chinese.
Yeah.
And so like they weren't going to show it in China because of that joke. So
we gotta cut
very
that down.
very
Like,
distasteful.
Monster,
So,
by the way, that's another movie that would have been really good if it was R-rated instead of PG-13.
true. They could have done a lot more.
Yeah.
Just saying. He wasn't the Messiah. He was a very naughty boy.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Now go away.
Now you listen here. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
That's a great one. Just when you thought you were saved. That's it.
Just when you thought when you were saved. ... But like I was trying to say, like one of those. Damn, I lost my thought. Bring back up the taglines real quick.
I was gonna say, do you want me to bring them back
I
up?
want to see if I can remember what I was trying to say.
Because I talked about he who laughs twice laughs loudest. It's even funnier the second time you see it, but remember you've got to see it once.
The first one.
A motion picture designed to offend nearly 2/3 of the civilized world and severely annoy the other third.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's like with Monty Python and the Holy Grail, that's like a pretty harmless sort of comedy. I feel like.
Yeah, it is
It's
because
not
like it's
really-
around the Crusade time where it's like who was it?
King
King
Arthur?
Arthur and
Yeah.
the Round Table and stuff. So
Yeah, King Arthur and the Round Table. It was like it's supposed to be a legend, and you know they're playing off of that. It's not real, right?
Right.
King Arthur, I mean,
because they have the Trojan horse, which isn't actually a Trojan horse. It's something else I don't remember because it's been a while since I've seen it. But like they put in like extra bits that would make sense for us, but not for the time period.
right? But like it wasn't offensive, right? It's
Right.
it's a family film. Like,
Yeah.
Like you could take your kids to go see like Monty Python
Yeah,
and
it
the
wasn't
Holy
crude
Grail.
humor. I mean,
It's like
there's a
it's-
little bit of blood just because of the fact of the Black Knight fight.
Yeah, but
and that's
it's
about
all
it.
it's really campy, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's like PG. I think it's PG. Like
I
it's
think
just
so.
a PG film. This one though, you can clear like you can if you just watch it, you can tell without even them saying that they designed it to offend people.
Yeah.
That they knew that they wrote jokes specifically because they knew that it would piss people off.
Right.
And it did for sure. Like as I was doing research for this film, not going to go into too much detail, but that specifically one of the big things that people say that people freak out about constantly with this movie is how downplayed crucifixion is in this film.
Yeah.
And it's like, how dare you? How dare you make fun of crucifixion? That's how Jesus died. Don't you know that Jesus was crucified? And one of the writers was, I don't remember what his name was, exactly what his name was, but he said, like, you know, any religion that, you know, like worships someone who was executed in such a brutal manner is kind of fucked up, don't you think?
Right.
And they specifically point out, and it should be common knowledge that crucifixion was just a way that the Romans executed people.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and not just the Romans, like also the Carthaginians did as well during the Punic Wars.
Yeah. I mean,
that-
it's the same reason why that eventually they used the guillotine. Like, there's a reason why that they still did different forms of torture, and there was still, like, you can go to a museum where they have a fucking, like, torture thing in the museum.
Yeah.
And like you can go through and see all the medieval shit that they designed
Yeah.
to basically fucking torture and like maim people and shit. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
However, both things can be true at once. It is true that crucifixion was a thing that everybody did, but it's also true that they specifically put that in that joke because they knew it would piss off the Christians.
Right, exactly.
So
and
I'm not saying that
was for the time period because, again, you're having this specific character be in the time of Jesus Christ himself. They're the exact same age too because they're both born on Christmas.
Yes. So it's born like the timeline is literally 33 AD. Yeah. So Jesus is 33 years old by this point. And so is Brian.
And I think that he's also like at the end of the movie too, when they bring down the dude that says like, "Oh, I'm Brian," and then like they bring him down. And then he goes like, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really Brian." And then they carry him away.
Yeah, right.
He goes like, "No, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm not really Brian." And so, and then like Brian's still up there and he's crying and everything. And then the guy comes out, like they pan outward, and then like, it's just a random guy that's like behind him. That seems like, "Oh, if life gets you down, just whistle."
Yeah,
pretty much. I think that's supposed to be Jesus.
I don't think so. No, that's not Jesus. That's just some other guy.
Some other guy?
Yeah, that's not supposed to be Jesus. But what was I gonna say? No, it's because the Pythons got a lot of flack for this, but like that's the whole point. Is like you can tell that it's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Any reasonable person can understand that they're going out of their way to be able to poke fun at Christianity, and they're not actually saying they're not trying to demolish the or dismantle or take an honest criticism of Christianity as a whole. It's all in good fun. It's a comedy movie. They're just making jokes, but everybody it's just if the intention of the movie, it worked.
Yeah,
and that this band, like you said, in Norway, it's definitely banned in a lot of different places. So I think it definitely sticks out. The contrast between this movie and the whole Monty Python and the Holy Grail is just like they saw how well Holy Grail worked, and they're like, okay, now that we've done the safe option, let's just go full force and let's just make something that we want to also talk about.
Right.
Which is not, and it's not also necessarily just about poking fun at Christianity, but it's also making fun at what I read about its British left-wing politics.
Right.
It's the Judean People's Front, or the People's Front of Judea, or that's another big joke. Is like they can't decide what they want to call themselves.
Yeah. Because
they're all trying to fight for the same thing, but they'd rather focus too much on what they're called and deliberating about what to do than actually doing anything. And that's a big part of what British politics or people say. Like even to this day, people still say like our parliament doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
They just deliberate the whole time and nothing actually gets done.
Right.
So it's that joke is more for obviously the British audience.
Yeah.
Right. So they put that little bit in there as well because they just want to piss more people off, basically.
Right.
But everything else is meant to be part of a broader scope.
Yeah. Well, because I wanted to talk a little bit about the group here because I just think it's super funny that towards the end of the movie, what's her name? Jenny, I think.
Yeah.
She comes in. She goes like, "Oh my God, Brian's in trouble. We have to go and help him." And so he's going to be crucified. And then so they're like,
right.
"Okay, let's go ahead and do this." And he goes like, "Well, let's deliberate about it first.
Let's begin the deliberation for action."
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they start talking, and so she runs out. And so
after those feminists, they get a little riled up. Oh, sorry, Loretta.
Yeah. Yeah, because I just think that was hysterical, the fact that they're just like, "Oh, let's deliberate about this whole thing when our friend is in danger."
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, they are like, "Okay, are we done deliberating? Are we done talking about this? All right, let's go and save Brian.
Let's go get Brian." Yeah.
And then so when as soon as he gets hoisted up to be crucified,
they show up,
and then they go like, "Oh my God, you guys are here!" And then they just go like,
after much deliberation,
"Sorry, Brian, we're not here to save you. We're not the saving committee."
No, it's like after much deliberation, we are chosen to honor your sacrifice and your martyrdom, and we will commemorate you forevermore in our organization.
Yeah.
As a person who stood by his beliefs to be able to take down the Empire of Rome. solidarity, brother. With
Yeah.
their hands up to their head. And then they
salute.
walk away, and then they're like, hold on, wait a second, we're talking about something. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah.
For he's a and so we say, oh, shut up.
And then they leave, and then Jenny shows up, and so he thinks that she's gonna save him, and so she goes like,
Reg told me
"Hey,"
everything.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you
it's
for your
so wonderful.
sacrifice. Like,
and then his mom shows up, and it's
so
like,
she goes I thought I raised you better than this. Like, how dare you? And she just
how
walks
dare you
away.
leave your poor old mum in the autumn life of the years.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll have to go along then.
Right. And then you have, like, who is it? I don't remember the specific names, but they come up, and we can't say the S word on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
So,
right. They approach and they can proceed they proceed
the
to,
Crusaders are all scared of them, and then they're like, "Oh my God, like they're here, like
the
we got to run away."
The Roman soldiers.
Yeah, and then they run away.
They run up and then they game end themselves.
Yeah, and
they get a game over essentially.
Yeah, they game over themselves, and then they're like, "Yep, worth it," or they didn't say
like,
worth it.
That'll show those pesky Romans.
Yeah. It's like that's all that they did, and then so Brian's just left there on the cross to be crucified, and then we go into this musical bit at the end of the movie,
which for the longest time I didn't know that was from this movie. I thought it was just like a Beatles song or something. Because I mean, I didn't hear the full lyrics of the song.
Yeah.
Right. I just know always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah.
Do do. Do.
Right.
It's like I again, my dad would sing that a lot, and I never really knew what it was from. I was like, oh, it's probably an old song.
Right.
And then I saw this movie, and I'm like, wait, that's where that's from?
I know. Isn't it funny that you go through your life, you're like, yeah, I remember this saying, blah blah blah, or like my parents used to say this all the time, and blah blah blah, and then you either ask them like, hey, like, where did you come up with that? It's just like, oh, I saw it in a movie, or read it in a book, or
like,
whatever, and then it's just like, oh, okay, and then like you watch it.
Then you forget about it for a long time.
Right.
Then you watch something, and it's like, oh my God!
Or you just casually watch it on your own, and then you're just like, oh my God, like that's where this is from?
Yes.
So
the context around the song makes it so much funnier.
Yeah.
Because they're singing this song as they're being crucified.
Right.
Basically.
They're all strung up on crucifixes.
Yeah, because like
stuff.
constantly in this movie, they're just making fun, like making fun of, oh, crucifixion is not so bad. Like the guy who's hung up in the prison, he's like, oh, what I wouldn't love to be crucified. You know, they only,
Right.
I've been here for 5 years, and they
Yeah,
only strung
he's
me up
just
the
like-
right way up like yesterday.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
he's
loved
the
to be
prisoner
spat in
guy.
the face. You know?
Yeah.
You must be a right like
Because like
Caesar's
Brian,
pet, you know?
because Brian gets thrown into jail, and then there's the prisoner who he's talking to, and so they're like, "Shut the hell up!" And he goes like, "Okay, yes, like I'll do that." And then like,
told me to respect the Roman people, fond race the Romans.
Right, and then even what you said when he's just like, "Oh man, what I wouldn't give to be crucified right now." So it's like you're a prisoner, like,
and it's like,
but at some
crucifixion
point,
is one of the worst ways to die in the world.
yeah, but at some point when you're a prisoner, that's all that you really want is just to die.
I just want to be like dead. So like that
everybody else is doing it. Why can't I do it?
And then later on, when the old man who's hiding the Judean people, the people's part of Judea, he's like, you know what crucifixion is, sir? Oh yeah, it's a doddle. A what? A doddle? It's like, crucifixion's a slow, painful death. You're nailed up to a cross. Well, at least you have be out to it could be worse. You'd be stabbed.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be out in the open air, you know.
Right.
The constant like joke that crucifixion's not that bad.
Right.
Is again, it's just really digging the knife deeper into these like it's really just like it makes the Christians crazy basically, and they knew it would, so they just kept saying it and saying it and saying it, because that's what Monty Python does. They just take a bit and they just constantly bring it up during the course of the film.
Oh yeah, because like when the movie first opens up, like with Brian's mom,
it's the three wise
men. They come in, and so they're like, oh, you know, like we come bearing gifts, and
gold,
so
frankincense, and myrrh. What's myrrh? it's a bomb.
A bomb? Get that out of here!
It had teeth and fangs. Like it's like what?
Yeah,
it's a rabid animal. It's like no, it's a like you think she's saying bomb.
Yeah,
but it's
like
because-
it's an explosive.
Yeah, a bomb, and she says it's an animal.
Yeah, because she tries to shoo them away, and he goes like, "But we have gifts," and she goes like, "Oh, well, why don't you say so? Come on in." And then they're going like, "What's his name?" And he goes like, "Brian." And they think that he's the Messiah.
Yeah,
and
you're astrologers, are you? He's like, what is he?
Capricorn.
He's Capricorn. Oh, what does that mean then? Well, he is the Messiah. He's the Son of God.
Yeah.
Is that all Capricorns? No, it's just him.
She was like, "Oh, thank God," because like that would be annoying to have everyone like that.
Yeah.
But then the more that they went on with it, the fact that they're like, "Oh wait, he's not really the Messiah."
No,
and,
they don't realize he's not the Messiah until they walk outside and they see
and
the
then they
nativity scene.
Yeah, they see
they come back
Mary, Joseph and Mary, and then they come back inside and they just take all their gifts.
And they just give them to Jesus.
Yeah, and so she goes like, "Oh, like, right, son, you are." And so he starts crying, and so she slaps him.
Shut up!
Shut up!
And then the intro,
like, I love the intro because like it has such a good art to it.
Yeah.
Of just unfolding his life up until the point that the movie actually starts after the credits.
Very classical Renaissance like art clip art that's just like over a woman singing about this is Brian, he's a babe, and then he grew up to be a boy.
Yeah.
And that boy grew up to a teenager, but he's definitely there's not a girl named Brian.
Yeah.
It's like it's funnier when you're listening to it,
right? Because like they're just unfolding the information by song throughout the course of his life up until they open the actual movie.
Like it's just a bunch of clip art basically at the beginning. Like they did this a little bit of this in Monty Python and the Holy Grail too, when they're in the cave getting like chased by the giant monster.
Right.
Basically.
And they also did it for like God.
Yeah,
they did that same thing for God.
This is something that Monty Python does so the fact that they did like there's like it's this song and the song at the end, which is eventually what I believe that went to the inspiration of finally them making Spamalot. They made a musical of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which I've actually seen. It's pretty funny, but that was back when I was still in high school, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
but of course, we can't talk about Life of Brian without talking about Biggest Dickus.
Yes.
So
this was my original inspiration for wanting to see the whole movie.
Yeah, I only knew about the Biggest Dickus joke, and that's it from this movie. That's it.
Biggest Dickus was a big it's a big meme.
Yeah.
for
Because like
the longest time.
Who is it? It's the I'm trying to blank on who he's supposed to be.
Pilot. You're talking about the Emperor, right?
Yeah, that's it. The
Pilot.
Emperor, yeah.
He's the Emperor that was live.
He has a lisp. He has a lisp.
Yes.
And so does Biggest Dickus. He also has a slight lisp
it's
as
a
well.
It's a different speech impediment.
Yeah. So they both have speech impediments to where they both can't pronounce certain like words.
Biggest Dickus can't say S's.
Yeah.
And Pilot can't say R's.
Yeah.
So it's like he pronounces it like an S like a th.
Yeah.
And another one like Pilot pronounces like a W.
Right.
Like instead of Roger, it's Waja.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but the fact that because I remember hearing about this too, of this scene where he's constantly talking about Biggest Dickus because everybody just goes like, "Oh, like who is Biggest Dickus?" Like they think that it's a joke.
It's a joke name, sir.
Yeah, and so he goes like, "No, I actually have a friend named Biggest Dickus," and stuff.
Biggest Dickus.
And so then all of his
have a great
bodyguards,
friend in Rome code.
Yeah, and so all of his the Romans start giggling.
Yes.
And so as soon as one starts laughing, they go like, take him to the prison.
Take him away. Take him to be executed.
Yeah, and then
I will not have my friends ridiculed by the common soldiery.
Yeah, and so he just walked around to every single one of them specifically to try to get them to laugh.
Yeah.
Of saying Biggest Dickus. And that was the whole reason, because it was so funny that they couldn't keep a straight face, and that he would just specifically purposefully go up to them face to face and
he
just
has
say
a wife,
Biggest Dickus. Yeah, and then he would just carry on with his bit of just Biggest Dickus and continue on the story of that character.
What about you? Do you find it visible when I say the name Bickus? Dickus? He has a wife, you know. You know what she's called? She's called Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks.
I think I know where you're going with this. Because it's like a well-known piece of movie trivia.
Yeah.
But that's where you're going with this?
Pretty much.
Okay, all right. I won't steal your thunder then.
Yeah, because like that's basically all that it was, and the reason why he was getting so close to their faces and just continuously saying "Bickus Dickus," and then he would purposefully just go like "Bickus Dickus," and then just trying to get them to laugh.
He has a wife, you know.
But I also love the fact that they bring in Brian to talk to the Emperor and everything. Put him down, and so they
throw him to the floor.
Yeah, throw him to the floor. So they throw him down, and so then it's just like pick him up. Okay, now throw him down again.
Throw him to the floor again. Strike him, Centurion, very roughly. And throw him to the floor, sir. What? Should I throw him to the floor? Oh yes, throw him to the floor. But a bit about this scene. Like I guess I'll just say, for those of you who don't know, the Biggest Dickus scene was so funny, and it's even funnier when you understand that the actors
wasn't
playing
even scripted.
No,
I think
no, it was scripted, but the actors who were playing the Roman guards were told by the director that if they laughed during this scene, they would get fired.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That they are not allowed. That if they get fired, then they immediately will yell like "cut," and they're gonna get thrown off the movie, basically.
Yeah.
So it's even funnier when you realize that. I feel like everything is just funnier when you're told that you can't laugh at something.
Yeah.
So because you're just trying to not break that rule,
right?
And it's especially funny when he's hamming it up. He's trying to like getting
in their face and then purposefully saying "Bickus Dickus."
When you understand that they literally can't laugh because otherwise they're gonna get fired, it makes it like 10 times funnier.
Oh yeah,
at least to me. But like that's that's such a common piece of trivia about this movie. It's like one of the things that people most know about it, from what I understand.
Yeah.
That like did you know? It's like when you'd see on like a YouTube short or on TikTok. It's like, did you know in this scene of Monty Python the soldiers would get like? So I don't like. It's extremely funny, I find. But like Pilot's they really ham up Pilot's speech impediment. Especially later in the movie.
Yeah, because it's like him and the Emperor. They're going down the list of people that they think should be pardoned.
Yeah, because it's Passover and the Emperor will release one prisoner from the prisons.
Yeah,
and it's like, release Roger. I was like, well, I will release Roger.
Yeah. So then they start asking. It's just like, sir, there is no Roger. And it's just like, fine.
Okay. We don't have a Roger. Is there anybody else you want to release? Release Roderick. Fine, I will release Roderick.
And then so then he gets the inkling that the fact that he goes like, hey, they're making fun of me.
Yeah.
And then it's just like Pilot
no, sir. It's just a Jewish joke, sir.
Yeah.
They're not making fun of you. They're just trying to, they're just having a laugh.
Yeah.
know?
And then so he goes like, not at my expense. And then Pilot steps in. And he just goes like, how dare you all make fun of his speech impediment and everything like that. Like, this isn't a laughing matter. And then they realize that he also has one, that he can't pronounce his R's, but they're W's.
I know. I think they when it becomes really funny is when the guard that's with Pilot, like, really, okay, we have Silas.
Yeah.
And we have some soldiers from Caesarea.
I think that we actually have it reversed of their speech impediments.
Yeah. No. So Biggest Dickus is the S.
Yeah.
He can't say S's.
Yeah.
And Pilot is the so we probably have it reversed. So.
Because like with the Emperor, he can't pronounce the
R's.
Yeah, the R's. And then
Biggest Dickus can't pronounce the S's.
Right.
So he comes out and it's the funniest thing ever. It's not like hilarious to people watching, but it's funnier to think that the just the common people, the people of Jerusalem, just think this is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, because they start throwing out names that they specifically can't pronounce right.
Let me speak to them, Pontius. Good idea, Biggest. Say to them, we have Samson the Sadducee Strangler, Silas the Assyrian assassin, several seditious scribes from Caesarea.
And then
it's like, why do they titter so?
Yeah.
It's just a Jewish joke, sir.
Right. And then And then you have Jenny that runs up, and so she's actually going like, "Pardon Brian, pardon
Release-
Brian."
release
It's just
Brian!
like, and it's just like, all right, like we'll pardon Brian.
We'll release Brian. We do have a Brian, sir.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we do? Okay, well then we'll release him.
I think what also really funny about Pilot is that he'll say things, and then his guard is like, he'll just give like a random response that has like nothing to do with what he just said.
Right.
It's like, I forget what it was, but he like says something, and he's like, "Oh, it's very calm today, sir."
You're right.
Or it's like, "Oh, the weather's nice."
Yeah.
It's like, what? That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Your father was a Roman, yes.
We can talk about like the whole him leaving, like him actually like Brian leaving because like he gets away. And then, like, they chase after him and stuff.
Yeah, because
and then like the townspeople mistake him to being the Messiah.
yeah, he runs away, and then he drops into a group of bunch of like prophets, I guess I would say, preachers.
It wasn't even that. It was the fact that he gets up to the very top of the
tower of the palace. And
yeah, that is currently being built.
Yeah.
And so, but he falls, and then he lands in a freaking alien spaceship.
Oh, that's right.
Which
yeah,
is hilarious because it's just like
it's so random.
Yeah, and it's really random.
It really caught me off guard because it came right after the biggest dickus scene.
Yeah,
and I like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that the life of Brian at some point shifts to like Brian goes to an alien planet.
Right.
But no, it's just like
he just goes on a drive with these two aliens, and they just like go around space. And they get into a little bit of trouble, and then they crash land back onto Earth, specifically right where he was supposed to be. Anyway.
I love how Earth in the computer like thing,
the CGI
is like all black and stuff. I didn't know. It didn't look like Earth because I'm guessing they just didn't have a good picture of what Earth looked like.
Maybe
back then, because you know, like it was probably really hard to be able to like visualize like.
What it would look like,
blue Earth looks from the outside, you know.
Right.
So,
but yeah, and then you have where he continues to run off, and then you have the haggle scene.
Yes, the
where
haggler.
He goes like, "Hey, I'll buy this."
Give me this beer. Like, how much?
It's like
it's like 20.
And he goes
like,
all right, here.
No, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to haggle first.
Yeah. So,
it's like
because like I love this bit because like. He just wants to buy it, and he doesn't give a shit. And like the owner just goes like, no, you're supposed to haggle for it. You're supposed to ask for a different price.
You're supposed to say this is worth 10. Like, fine.
Okay, fine. It's worth 10.
10?
Are you mad?
Are you mad?
20 shekels. Right. What? They were. Wait a minute. Well, we're supposed to haggle.
No, I've got to get...
What do you mean, no?
I haven't got time.
Well, give it back then.
No, I just paid you. What? Yeah.
This bloke won't haggle.
Won't haggle?
And he tries to leave, and then he's like, a bigger guy comes out from behind him. He's like, this guy won't haggle. It's like, all right, fine. Give me 10 for it.
Yeah.
And they just keep going back and forth. And it's like, all right, fine. 16, but I'm a penny more. It's like, I'll throw in this gourd. I was like,
all right, fine.
This gourd is worth 4, right? No, 4? It's like, I'd be on the street if it was worth 4. I haven't got a family to feed.
Yeah. You know? He's still trying to haggle with them, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck. Here's the money. I gotta leave.
Kind of reminds me of the scene earlier in the movie where he meets an ex-leper, you know? So it's people on the street. It's like lepers begging for money, and then it's a guy who looks totally normal.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets up and he follows Brian and his mom, and he's like, can you have a couple of shekels for an ex-leper?
Yeah.
And he's like, ex-leper? What do you mean? It's like, well, Jesus touched me, so I'm no longer a leper, so I lost my livelihood.
Yeah.
I can't beg for money anymore because I'm not a leper anymore.
Right.
It's like, go away. I'm not going to give you any money.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't you just tell Jesus to touch you again?
Right.
It's like, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Which then reminds me that his mom is wearing the fake beard to get stoned.
The
so
stoning
they can
scene
stone
is so
people
good. Which
stone this guy.
Before we talk about that, I want to talk about the Sermon on the Mount scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I have the quote pulled up, and I look at it like, "Blessed are the cheesemakers."
Blessed are the cheesemakers.
And it's like, oh, I can't hear anything that they're saying because they're so far back from them. And it's like, I think they said, "Blessed are the cheesemakers."
Blessed.
It's like, aha. So what's so special about the cheesemakers? It's like, well, obviously, it's not meant to be taken literally. It refers to any manufacturers of dairy products.
Dairy products. Blessed are the Greek. Well, good for him.
Yeah, well, good for him.
Oh, blessed are the meek. Oh, good for them. They've had it too bad for too long, you know?
Yeah.
I think it was blessed are the cheesemakers.
What's so special about the cheesemakers?
Well, obviously, it's not meant to be taken literally. It refers to any manufacturers of dairy products.
Hey, could you keep it down, Big Nose? I'm trying to hear what he's trying to say.
Yeah, and then like this is the whole like guy that just just keeps joking like
Big
at the end
Nose.
of the movie where he just goes like, "Oh yeah, I'm Brian," and then they bring him down. He goes like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm not really Brian." and especially when they're going through and they're like, "Okay, you're here for crucifixion." Giving
Crucifixion?
them-
Yes. Door on the left, cross out on the right, one cross each.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And
you.
so he comes up and they go like, "Oh, like, what are you here for?" And he goes like,
Crucifixion?
no, actually free to go.
Freedom for me.
Yeah. And he goes
Oh,
like,
really?
"Oh, okay, really?" And he goes like, "No, I'm just pulling your
No,
leg."
I'm kidding. I'm here for crucifixion.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, you could literally get away with whatever the fuck you wanted if you were to stop saying, "I'm just kidding." Oh my god! Like you could have just fucking walked out of there.
That's why it's so fucking good.
And
no,
then that's what makes it funnier when he gets crucified and then he says that I'm Brian and then they bring him down because he goes like, "No, I'm supposed to actually be here," and they go like, no, wait, what are you doing?" Like,
no, it's you. I think you missed something because it's funny because he was talking about how I'm not going to be here for that long. My brother usually comes to get me down after a little.
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So like he
Like, he
wants
says,
to be
like,
crucified
"Oh, yeah."
because he knows that he's gonna get freed anyway.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter if he.
Yeah.
So again, poking lies. Crucifixion is not that bad. I'm only gonna be here
Right.
for like 4 hours.
Yeah,
so.
and then it's also the same thing when they're trudging along the city that the guy goes like, "Here, can you hold this for me?" And so he goes like, "Sure," and then he fucking runs out, like he runs
Like,
away.
wait, come back! Like,
And
hey,
then-
what are you doing? Just keep moving.
He
I was
goes,
like,
"This isn't mine.
It's not my cross. It's like
It's like, get back in line."
It's
And
such
he
a
goes like,
great
"Ah."
joke. It's like, it's not my cross to bear.
Yeah.
It's like,
Let me shoulder your burden, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Hey!
Hey, what are you doing?
It's not my cross.
Shut up, get on with it.
and he doesn't even really like say, "Hey, help me." He just like pretends to be weak and like, he's
Right.
like,
He
let
goes
me
like,
help
"Here,
you
let me help you
shoulder
with
your
that."
burden,
Yeah.
brother. And he just walks away.
Yeah, and he just goes like, "Thanks," and just walks away.
And then later gets to like the point where they're putting up the crosses. Like, all right,
No,
lay
this
down.
isn't my cross though.
This isn't my cross. Yeah. I heard that before. Get up.
Yeah, get up, lay down. We're gonna nail you.
Yeah. So, but like, yeah, Sermon on the Mount is so funny because it's Jesus. He's giving the Sermon on the Mount.
Right.
But then you have a bunch of people just talking shit in the background. They're just like,
Yeah, they're in the very back because they can't hear him.
and the joke is that
specifically.
they're mishearing him, which is a
Yeah.
big theme. In
It's
this
kind of
movie
like
is,
it's kind of like playing a
missing-
game of telephone.
Yeah.
where you keep saying the same phrase over and over again, but somebody along the way fucks up what they originally said.
And then the guy who keeps getting called Big Nose socks the guy's wife. In the,
Yeah.
after she says like one word. It's so funny. It's like, "Officer, attempted rape over here. What's
Yeah.
going on here?" So they go to the stoning afterwards because his mom is like tired of listening to Jesus.
Right.
So the joke is that women can't go to stoning,
Yeah.
so they have to buy a fake beard basically.
Right.
There's a guy
And
that-
they're all guys anyway.
They're
that
all
are
women
dressed
anyway.
as women and talk
no,
like women.
Other way around.
Is
They're all women there dressed like.
No. The joke is that they are men dressed as women because like even his mom isn't really a woman.
No,
It's a guy that's played as a woman.
No. At the stoning, it's all women who are dressed as men.
Yes,
'cause
I
women
know.
Can't go to the stonings.
Well, I know, but the actual actors are men portraying women that are portraying as men.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant. It's like the
No,
joke is
there are
within
some
the,
women in that
Yeah,
crowd.
There is, yeah, but but more
Maybe-
people that are in the front that have like speaking roles are like more men.
Yeah.
So-
I remember they just dubbed over their voices over the who knows? I just know that.
I think it's actually. I think that some of them are actually women that actually have the beard on and stuff.
But
So,
again, like you get to the stonings and it's all women in fake beards.
Yeah.
And it's a guy who's like, "We are here to stone this man who used the Lord's name in vain." And it's like, "Oh, I just said that this food was good enough for Jehovah. Blasphemy!" And the joke is that someone keeps saying the word Jehovah and then they throw a
it's
rock
like the
at him.
main. It's like the main.
Like, who threw
dude.
that?
Yeah.
Listen, I want to make it perfectly clear. Do not throw these stones until I blow this whiffle. And that, I want to make this clear. Even if somebody says the word Jehovah and they just
start stoning him.
and then they take a big rock and they just crush him with it.
Right.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah. And then my other favorite bit is them following around because they start calling him the Messiah, because like after he finally gets away from the guards, and
he stands up on the
ledge that all of these different people that are supposed to, I think they're
either prophets or preachers, basically.
Yeah, and so he's like just standing up there, he's just talking about whatever bullshit. And then some people are like, what is he talking about right now?
It's like, judge not others or you might be judged yourself. And it's like, consider the birds. What about the birds? Yeah. Like, they haven't got jobs, have they? Yeah, no, they're poor little birds.
Yeah.
What do you got against birds anyway?
Yeah, so then they just take everything he says too literal.
It's like consider the lilies. And it's like, well, no, this guy's talking about flowers. He doesn't know what he's talking. He's just making this up. And then at some point the guards go away, and then he like steps down because he's like, he doesn't need to pretend anymore. He's like,
they're like, okay,
always remember nothing.
Yeah.
What do you mean nothing? He's like, well, no, tell us. He's talking about the gift of eternal life. It's like, if I knew the gift of eternal life, I wouldn't say anything either.
Right. And then they all think that he's the Messiah. He's like the prophet.
He's holding the gourd, and he's like, there's a guy trying to haggle with him for it.
Yeah.
Like,
He's goes like, here, you just have it.
I'll give you 1 shekel for it.
Yeah.
All right. No, just go away.
Just go away.
2
here,
shekels.
Just take it. Yeah.
And it's like,
he's trying to give him more money for it. He goes like, here, you just have it.
And then he manages to get away, and he leaves behind the gourd, and it's like, he has left us his gourd.
Yeah.
We must follow the gourd.
Right.
He's been taken up.
Yeah.
And they all look up. It's like, oh my God.
And then especially,
he's like, it's like 17 shekels. Yeah. He's pointing at the. And then they see him running away, so they chase him.
Yeah. And then he drops his shoe, and then they're like, oh my God, it's the shoe of the Messiah. And so like they're fighting over the shoe.
It's like, oh no, it's like, the shoe is the sign. No. Follow the gourd. The gourd is the sign. It's not
now
a
they're
shoe.
Starting to separate.
It's not as a shoe. It's a sandal. You know, we got to follow the sandal. No, follow the shoe. No, the gourd. It's like, it's again.
Now they're all confusing each other.
It's poking fun again. It's a religious commentary. It's like, if people
don't know who to follow.
If people stop misinterpreting what Christ said about peace and love, then maybe we wouldn't have wars or people killed each other a lot. That's a direct quote from one of the people who wrote this movie.
Right.
It's like, maybe we wouldn't have had many wars. People kill each other. People just stopped arguing about what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And that didn't really mean anything.
Right. And then like he falls into the hole where the prisoner is. And like what? He falls on top of him, but like I think he like stubbed his toe or something like that by doing that.
He like falls on his foot, and then he says, oh, darn it.
Yeah. And then he had like what, 38 years of not saying
18
anything?
18 years of a vow of silence, basically.
Right. And he goes like, you made me break my vow of silence. And then they all show up.
Messiah, we have followed you here.
Yeah, and then so they go
like, leave me alone.
He's talking like he is the Messiah. He made him talk, and he goes like, no, he landed on my foot when he fell in, and he broke my vow of silence. And he goes like, see,
a miracle,
a miracle.
And he's like, sir, your people are hungry. We have followed you many ways to be here. And it's like, well, go get that juniper bush over there.
Yeah,
a miracle, a blessing. Sir, I have a bald spot. Can you touch it?
It's like, no, I'm not touching your bald spot.
It's like, I was blind, but now I see. It's like
the whole trope.
What do you ask of us, of Messiah? Go away and leave me alone. How shall we go away, my lord?
Just leave.
Now fuck off. How shall we fuck off?
He just yells. And then they're like, how should we do this?
I don't know. I'm not the Messiah.
Yeah.
Only a true divinity denounces his. Only a true Messiah denounces his true divinity.
Yeah,
it's like something like that.
And then we'll finish it out with this, where like they treat him as the Messiah, and they just follow him around, and then more and more people gather to follow him. But then like he finally gets away. He goes home. And Jenny shows up, and then they end up sleeping together. Which this was like thrown out of left field for me because I was not expecting her to be topless. Also, the big bush that she had.
No, she's not just topless. She's fucking naked.
Yeah,
So
she's
Brian,
completely
too.
naked.
Brian
and
opens
you
the door,
also
and you get to see
his dawn.
Yeah,
and he opens up the window because he goes, "Oh man, you're like that was great. You know, like let's open up this.
The
window.
Messiah has awoken."
Yeah, and then he goes like, "Ah shit!" So he closed the thing, and he gets on a rope, and his mom comes in, and so she's just like, what's going on in here? And he goes like, nothing's happening, nothing's going on. And so he's like trying to shield Jenny in his room. And so
there's a congregation out there.
Yeah, and he goes like, what? I never heard of such a
thing. There's a multitude out there. That's what she says.
Yeah. And
Now go away. He's not the Messiah.
Yeah.
The mother, praise the mother, Josanna.
Right. And she goes like, oh, really? Like, she starts getting bashful. Down.
Anyway, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Now go away.
Yeah.
Now you listen here. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
I love how after she finds out that Jenny's there, she goes like, there's no Messiah. A mess is more like it.
A mess is more like it. And I like how the people outside are just holding up gourds and like shoes on sticks.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's pretty much everybody in the town of Jerusalem is outside his door, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they directed people just like, how funny it is just to have everybody just say lines.
Right, just say random stuff.
I had to coordinate that just to make sure that it all sounded correctly. There's probably multiple takes of that.
Because like she said something and then they go like, well, what about this? And so she goes like, I don't know, like do this then or something like that.
You've got to think for yourselves. You're all individuals.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all individuals.
Yeah, they all say it in unison. It's great. But yeah, we already talked about like the ending of going like, we're not the rescue party, the people game overing themselves. So
one more bit I want to talk about is when Brian goes back to the People's Front of the Judea headquarters.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, and then like they're trying to find him, and then he's out on that like perch ledge.
So like they all disguise themselves as furniture. They like, my knees are old and bent, and my eyes are weary. Hello. I was like, we're come to search your house. Men get in there. Yeah. And there's like 20 guys that all get into that one.
They don't see them at all.
And then like they all come out and it's long and drawn out.
Well, especially like, where Brian first runs in, and so he's like, hey guys, like I'm here, and he knows exactly where they are and trying to talk to them. I was like, go away, fuck off. Yeah. and then they run in and then they don't see any of them.
Nothing to find, sir. Well, fine, we'll be back. Keep you an eye out. And then he comes back like 10 seconds later.
Yeah,
there's one spot we haven't checked. And then they show the footage of them running in, but it's sped up.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the whole part where he's talking to the guy about crucifixion.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're an odd fellow, aren't you? Yeah, I'd rather be stabbed than crucified.
Right.
It's over quicker, you know?
Yeah.
And then they come back and we found a wooden spoon, sir. Very good. Very good, Lieutenant.
And then they leave. And it's just like, all right, we'll be back. And then I think they do it a third time after Brian actually like.
Yeah, but this time Brian actually falls down off the thing. So.
And then that's where it leads into like the Messiah bit and stuff like that. So,
we went severely out of order for this.
But it's fine.
There's a bunch of other really funny stuff that's in this film, but like we wanted to highlight some of the more funnier ones.
Right.
But
then the crazy one, like the alien scene, is just like, what the fuck is happening right now? It's like, is this a acid trip or something?
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's basically all we wanted to cover for Life of Brian. So
yeah, pretty much.
I think now we can get into our ratings. I think.
Yeah, if we don't have anything else, we'll get into our rating system here. So, like I mentioned at the top of the show, this is when we just say if this is a rent, buy, or skip. Rent is just an occasional watch. I like it enough to where I'll watch it every so often. A buy is just like it's a fuck yeah type of movie. Seeing it is the best of the best of the best, sir, with honors type of movie to where you will buy it, you'll put it on your shelf with the rest of your movie collection. And then of course skip is just like it's a piece of dog shit movie. Don't care about it, don't recommend it, don't watch it at all. Pretty sure that mine will be shorter than yours.
Go ahead.
I'll just go. So I would say that it's a rent.
I mean, it's all right. Like,
okay.
So like it's funny enough to where you can watch it numerous times, but I don't feel like that you need to watch it like several times in a row.
Yeah.
Like you're not running around going like, oh my god, like everybody needs to watch this movie type of movie. So like the bits are funny. Monty Python is still at their funniest for sure. My favorite is still Holy Grail, which I'd probably say that one is a buy instead of this one. Just because that like the bits in Holy Grail are a lot more memorable to me. Because like I did grow up watching Holy Grail versus Life of Brian and the other ones too. Which I do want to actually watch them after seeing these two specifically. So But like, there are still memorable bits in this, like, oh, blessed are the cheesemakers, and like, oh, crucifixion isn't that bad, and like, like, oh my God, like the gourd of the Messiah, follow the gourd. No, follow the shoe, follow the sandal, and then like, all that fun stuff is great, but it's just not as notable to me. And like, I was even talking to my therapist about this movie too.
Really?
And so he goes like, oh, I love Life of Brian. He didn't like Holy Grail as much. And I go like, that's why I'm the opposite. I love Holy Grail so much, but not Life of Brian as much. And it, because they were poking fun at religion and stuff like that and everything. But I just think that, I don't know, like, I don't know if like you're in that religious aspect to where you think it's funnier, or if you're not, and then you find it funnier. I don't know the correlation between those two.
Gotcha.
But like, even for me, I'm not in anybody's pocket for religion or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But I'd still think it's funny enough though. So like, I didn't take it too seriously. It's a very funny movie. Like I said, like the bits are hilarious. Like, especially where he's trying to haggle, and it's all like, here's 20 shillings or whatever, and it's just like, no, you got to haggle for it. You got to tell me a lower price, and then we just keep going back and forth. So, but yeah, no, like, again, Monty Python knocks that out of the park.
Yeah.
Like they always do. I'm pretty sure that, we might talk about Holy Grail. I wanted to also talk about Spaceballs at some point.
That's a good one.
So, talk about another comedy movie that's great that I grew up with.
It's a bit movie.
Yeah, it's another bit movie, and it's just another spoof movie.
Yeah.
Again, very notable. So, but yeah, I just think that it's a rent. It's an occasional watch. So, but, and now you talk.
See, I'm gonna disagree with you. I think that Life of Brian, I think it's funnier than Monty Python, mostly because I've also grown up with Monty Python a little bit, and I know all of the bits now.
Right.
And knowing all of them, it's just like, yeah, they're good, but like I don't find myself really laughing at them as much anymore.
Yeah.
Like they kind of like they
kind of fizzle out.
Yeah, they're not kind of unfunny anymore. I just know them now.
Right.
Whereas Life of Brian there's plenty of stuff in here that's funny that's not directly related to like a religious thing.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
specifically.
The movie isn't
thing.
entirely poking fun at religion. It's just sort of poking up the times that. I mean, not all, I mean, most of it is. I will say,
right.
Most of it is, but not all of it is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that this movie is a buy. I'm going to agree with your therapist.
Fuck yeah!
Best of the best, sir. With honors.
And I say that I prefer this one more than Monty Python because I feel like they were allowed to, like I said, be more creative.
Right.
With how they'd be able to write jokes without like worrying about like the rating system and whatnot. They just didn't care about who this would going to be offend.
No.
Just as long as it wasn't like purely pornographic,
right,
or anything like that. Like as long like this was they endeavored to make a movie that was offensive, but not so offensive that it would be banned everywhere.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So. And I don't like it just because it's offensive. Like, I don't have anything against religion or Christianity or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a movie that you can't really take too seriously, if you want to like enjoy it, basically. Because like I said, the jokes that are in here are not necessarily meant to dismantle their religion, right?
Right.
It's not a critique of it, or it's not saying this is bad, but it's more so poking fun around the times that Jesus was alive, and there are some biblical references in there, like he who cast the first stone, or it's not my cross to bear, or
right,
stuff like that, like really pretty tongue-in-cheek sort of jokes.
Yeah, and like following false prophets too.
I watched this with Annie last night. She thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So,
and like I said, like it's still funny, but I feel like that it hits a lot harder if it's an occasional watch versus like you constantly watching it.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying it's a low buy for me, just because I like it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
I'd consider it to be a high rent, low buy.
Yeah,
so I'm in I'm in that pocket of it being like, it's still really good, it's still really funny, but it's just not enough for me just to sit there and actually have it.
I'd say that like you can't deny how iconic Holy Grail is. It's one of the best comedy movies of all time.
Right.
Right. And it's one of the best foreign movies ever.
Yeah.
Right. Which is not really, because you only think of movies made in Great Britain to be foreign because they're made in English.
Right.
They're in English. They speak English in it, but it's still technically a foreign movie because it's not made in America.
Yeah.
But yet it's so like the memes that are from Monty Python are just so much more prevalent that you can't deny how good it is. But personally, I found the jokes in Life of Brian more funny simply because the jokes in Monty Python and the Holy Grail sort of rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
They're not as funny to me anymore just because I've seen them so much. So seeing Life of Brian, seeing it more fresh, and it's the first time that I've seen it, helps me boost my rating of this film a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, I posted it in the Bad Movies Rule Discord that I was watching this, and like everybody said, like, great movie. Then they started adding in gifs of the movie and stuff like that. Like, that's how notable this movie is.
Yes,
and it's the same thing for like Holy Grail. I never really saw the other ones, but like I said, I'll probably watch them at some point. I'll probably watch them over this weekend. I don't know.
I think it sort of helps Life of Brian that it is kind of overshadowed by how big Monty Python and the Holy Grail is.
Yeah,
because
that is literally their magnum opus. It is their Holy Grail of.
Well,
of
it's their first.
movie.
It's their first movie, and it's the most
technically
well-known.
it's their second movie because they came out with another movie before that, like in the 60s.
Well, it's their first like one that like just exploded. Like they made so much money off of these two movies. Like even the joke at the end of the movie is like Bernie, I told you, and then they're not going to make their money back on this movie. They did.
Yeah.
They definitely did.
Yeah, 100%.
But it helps that Holy Grail is more well known than this one because then you watch it and then you're like, oh my god, these Monty Python movies are pretty good. How many more of them are there? And then it leads you into like finding out more and more about this comedy troupe.
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of thing, if you want to know more, there's a lot more than just. Like, it's good to know that Holy Grail is the only good one, that there's not, like, that one and a bunch of stinkers, you know?
Well, it's
Life
kind
of
of
Brian
like...
is also really, really good.
Yeah, it's kind of like the comedy troupe Broken Lizard.
Yeah.
From all those guys from Super Troopers and, like, Beer Fest and stuff. Because, like, I feel like that's kind of like the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Just more Americanized. Because, like, they got a bunch of different movies that they've all been in and associated with that, like, you don't have a bad movie that they were associated with, like Slam and Salmon. That one's funny. Even what was it, like Club Dread or something like that? Like that one's still funny, even though it's like a horror comedy type movie. And then like obviously Super Troopers and Beer Fest are like their top two notable movies that everybody remembers and that always sticks out.
Yeah.
So. But if there's nothing else to talk about for ratings, we can get into suggested people.
Yeah, sure. Man, this is going to be a fun segment, I feel like.
So typically what we do is that we'll go into IMDb, have a 1-10, sometimes both star review, see what people have to say about the movie. Which also reminds me, how did you guys feel about the movie? Let us know if it's a rent, buy, or skip for you. Like, it'd be an interesting conversation to have. So here we got a 1-star review. Since I say that's a rent, he says that's a buy. Person says, just awful, truly horrid. Just plain bad, not even slightly funny. Jules, what were you thinking? It isn't a little funny. Not one laugh occurred when I saw it. This is also back in 2008, this review.
Okay.
It wasn't only me who hates it. A lot of people did. I just can't understand how people could like this garbage. It is silly and immature, and anyone who likes it must have the mind of a child. It is really stupid. Please, if you're considering watching this, please take caution. Oh, and if you were thinking of watching the other one, please don't. It is worse.
What other one?
I think it's probably Holy Grail.
If you're talking about Holy Grail, oh my god.
I hope this warning is useful to you. Yeah, also, please no one decide to use this movie for a media studies project. Please don't do it. The humor in it is just stupid. I mean, I see it on the screen and I just don't laugh. It's just not funny.
It sounds like this review is written by someone who has a bad understanding of the English language.
Well,
how
it's
many
either
times
that-
can you say in a row, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny?
Right.
There was no substance in that.
No.
It
They just kept saying over and over again, it's not funny, like, I don't know what they were doing with it, like, blah, blah, blah. And it's all like, if you don't understand the comedy from it, not just from the fact of going like, hey, here's this bit that's funny, you can still see it in a subjective manner or objective manner of being like, here's the subject matter that they are trying to get across in a funny way of going like, it's not my cross to bear, don't throw the first stone, like, don't follow false prophets, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That after you watch it and then you realize like, oh, that's what they were trying to get across with this whole shtick that they're trying to go for, is funny.
They didn't even give a real reason though why it wasn't funny. They just again they could have just said it's not funny and that could have got their point across, but they just decided to say it 5 times in a row, just all different sort of ways.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just me though. Other people
other people that I know say that's not funny
I'll take
too.
your word for it. 2008 reviewer from IMDb will give it 1 star. So
yeah. I don't get it because like and I know that comedy is subjective, right? My wife doesn't like comedies, and I get that and I understand that, but I'm not gonna say, how do you not find this funny? Like, it's so funny. Like, I was watching Tommy Boy last night, okay, and I haven't seen it for a while, and so like she finally got out of her K-drama that she was watching, and so she was getting up to like go take a shower. And it was funny because it got to the plane scene when they have to go to Chicago to go talk to...
Never seen Tommy Boy.
Oh, it's so funny. You should watch it. But so like they're on a plane trying to get to Chicago towards the end of the movie to save their factory that they make car parts for.
Uh-huh.
And so they're playing as stewardesses and stuff. And so like Tommy, who's Chris Farley...
Oh, okay.
He's, of course, you know, like how big he is. David Spade is the other person that he's with. And so, like, he's given the instructions. He goes, like, oh, you know, like, if you don't know how a seatbelt work, you know, like, you just need to, like, basically go back to school or whatever, like, type of thing. Or something along those lines. Or, like, you know, he's saying the R word. Like, you're basically stupid if you don't know how a seatbelt works. And then he goes, like, life preservers, you know, like, he goes into the bin where the life preservers are, and then like there's a child and then there's adult size. He accidentally grabs the child size because he can't see above in the bin. So he grabs the child size, puts it on, and then he pulls the tabs and it inflates and it's just choking him. And so he starts thrashing around. And so he fucking goes up to an old lady, grabs her pen out of her pocket, jabs it in there, and then he goes like, oh yeah, he's an animal, isn't he, folks? And like he was just basically like strangling himself with it. And then so I was like laughing before the bit even started. And my wife thought it was funny. And I go, and so like she wasn't watching it, so I had to explain what was going on. I go like, he's grabbing a child-sized life preserver and he inflates it and it's choking him out, so he's thrashing around trying to break it off. And so she thought it was funny. So but yeah, no, like, I mean, you know, again, comedy is subjective to person by person case. Like, there's some stuff that I find is funny, there's stuff that other people don't find is funny. Like, biggest example is like my wife loves K-pop and like watching K-pop specific things, and so like she'll think that something's funny, she'll show it to me, she's die laughing, and I just go like, oh, okay, like that's funny, but I don't think it's humorous though. So but yeah,
all right, last thing I'll say about Life of Brian is that listen, if you were offended by this movie, then
what are you doing,
no,
dude?
not that. But like you're basically feeding into what their whole point of making the movie was.
Right.
If it offended you, then it did its job, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if it didn't offend you, then
great.
then you doesn't matter to you because you're not offended by it and you still think it's funny.
Yeah.
But they literally set out the movie to piss people off.
Yeah. That's
so
what
if you,
people do for
you're
this
the
type of
target
movies.
audience, basically, if it offended you.
Yeah.
That this movie is for you, people who are offended easily by jokes about Christianity.
Oh yeah, 100%. So
everybody else who wasn't offended, you'll just enjoy a good movie, basically.
Yep. Kudos to you that enjoyed a funny movie.
And I bet bet they were saying, "Oh, darn it," when they saw the box office come in, and they just saw like how much people
How dare
really
they.
enjoyed the movie. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what we were supposed to do. We didn't set out to make one of the best British movies of all time, ranked like 28th on
Yeah.
their list of like best British movies.
Right.
Out of like 100, I'm pretty sure. Like it's ranked 28.
Yeah.
It's like, oh darn it, we have all this money, we don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, really good movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
You have anything else on Life of Brian?
Nope. I was just gonna say, if we've got nothing else, again, thank you everybody so much for watching, listening, tuning in, however you guys are doing it. Really appreciate you being here. Again, be sure to follow the show on all the social media platforms. Be sure to follow the show at YouTube, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Do all the rating stuff because we really appreciate that as well. And we've got a whole slew of suggestive movies that we've been going back and forth with that we both really want to talk about. We'll probably have some guests come in. I'm going to try to get some more people in. That way it's not just the two of us all the time. So with that being said, thank you everybody so much for being here. And we'll see you guys next week for something new. So bye.
Bye.